Welcome back to Nerdaeron. We're going to talk about Orange. So we just got done watching all 4 episodes of Orange.
5
episodes of Orange. This anime is good. Now, I almost bought the manga like 5 times when I went to Barnes and Noble. It's actually super cheap, dude. It's only like, I think it's like $18 or something like that, $19, and it's an omnibus. So you can buy the whole season, like, or you can buy like volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, like, and like collections, you know. Mm-hmm. But it's super inexpensive. So I keep like, I would always look at it, and then I saw that it was on Crunchyroll probably about a month ago or something like that.
Is that how you first found out about Orange?
Yeah. That's why when I saw that it was available, like, as an anime, like, they made it into, and they adapted it, you know? I was like, dude, I gotta watch this.
Yeah.
So I started watching it. I freaking loved it. And I sent it to you.
Yeah, and I was... When he sent it to me, I was like, okay, whatever. Like, Orange, an anime called Orange, and he didn't tell me nothing about it. And
I just said, watch it, dude.
Yeah,
I just said, watch it.
So, I was like, I'm going to watch my Dragon Ball Super or whatever. Yeah, I got more animes to watch. And I watched the first episode on Kiss Anime. Oh my gosh. I was hooked. I was super hooked. Like, I text this guy immediately. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull up the text real quick. Let me pull up the text.
This anime is like something that I've been wanting to watch for a long time.
This is what you sent me. You sent me, dude, just finished the first episode. Oh my god. So freaking good. Dude, ... I'm hooked, bro, ... You were right. Dude, ... Dude!
It's true, man.
And that was all within like 10 seconds. Like, you sent me all those like back to back. You were just like,
I was genuinely surprised at how good this anime was. Everything about it was so good. I mean, a lot of animes out there, they always have their first episode like really top notch. But this one was just, it really hooked me with the style, the animation, the music, the voices, the main characters' voices. None of these people annoy me.
Yeah, and the music alone, like, I love how the music flows more like a movie than it does like a show. Mm-hmm. And because a lot of animes, dude.
Animes?
A lot of animes. I can already hear like all the elitists like, oh, the plural for animes is anime. Anywho, but a lot of anime, like, they'll do like the outro, or like they'll do music like from bands or something like that.
Yeah. And
this one, like, all the music was genuinely like orchestrated for this, and it's beautiful music, like, too, and gorgeous. The art style is amazing. But
so I mean, let's for the people that don't know what Orange is, want to give like
spoiler
a brief...
alert.
Yes, spoiler
alert, because we're totally gonna discuss this.
Yeah, it's hard not to discuss it without spoiling something. Like, it's hard to discuss anything unless they do like a very vague review. But we want to talk about like the deep, like the nitty gritty stuff that it's like, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, spoiler alert, you've been warned. So Orange, how would you describe it?
So okay, when I first saw the manga, right, the synopsis was, a girl gets a letter from herself, like
10
years into the future, to save her friend's life, and she has to decide what to do. That was pretty much what it said, right? And the anime itself, like, that's what happened, obviously. But I didn't expect it to, like, go over that well. You know what I mean? Like, it's super... The way they're doing it is just amazing. It leaves so much up for question.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know... Like, I knew it was a slice of life anime, but I thought it was just gonna be like a regular, normal, like no magical, no past, present, time traveling stuff.
Yeah.
About it, because in the anime, this girl, Naho, she gets like what he said. She gets these letters from her future self 10 years in the future, and the letters say like, I'm you from the future. You need to do exactly what I say, and this is the stuff that's gonna happen. You need to watch over this guy named Kakeru, and this Kakeru fellow, he's a new student. He goes into the classroom, and all these characters, they become friends immediately. But in the original timeline, something happens to Kakeru. We don't know during the first episode. All they say is that he's not there anymore. And
they literally say he's not with us anymore.
Yeah,
so that can mean like, dude, he just straight ran away.
Yeah,
that can mean anything. So
I mean,
so as the story progressed, it gets shocking.
Yeah, it gets more interesting as the episodes go. So Naho, the premise is focused around Naho. She's like the main character. You see everything through her. Like you hear her thoughts. She's the main character. And, she's trying to figure out what's going on, and she's trying to figure out this Kakeru fellow. They all become friends, and
she's also trying to figure out if the freaking letter's real.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been from anyone.
Yeah.
And...
But
stuff starts happening.
Yeah.
That proves the letter is real.
Yeah.
And which leads to very annoying circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, so like, okay. Now we're going to actually start discussing the details. Because so the whole story, the whole reason why the letter was sent to her in the first place was because of this Kakeru guy. So she starts in the letter, she starts expressing the fact that Kakeru means something to her. Like she doesn't say like, "Oh, I'm in love with Kakeru." It doesn't say anything like that. But it's pretty not
pretty
till
obvious.
Later. Yeah,
but it's pretty obvious.
If anyone's watched anime, it's pretty obvious that okay, this girl loves Kakeru, because in the first episode, Kakeru walks in, and you can immediately tell that this Naho girl's like, okay, this girl's gonna fall in love with him. Come on, like this is anime 101 here.
Exactly.
So through a series of events, she has these like big eyes that are like looking at Kakeru, and she's blushing, and you can tell like
he would say something to her, and she's like,
she'd be like, So I assumed immediately, and everyone also assumed like, okay, this girl's gonna fall in love with him, and sure enough, I think it's by the end of the first episode, I think she reads a letter. And it says, like, point blank, like, or is it the second episode? I don't remember. But it says that she falls in love with him.
Yeah.
So that's the premise so far.
There's some things that are pretty frustrating. Okay, so in this anime, she knows exactly what's gonna happen. She knows what she needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it says, like, hey, you're gonna have a bunch of regrets. This guy is gonna leave us. And I'm leaving you everything, all of my regrets in this letter for you to make sure
you don't have the same regrets.
That you don't have the same regrets.
Yeah, that's pretty much the
premise.
The premise of the story. She doesn't. Yeah. She's sending these letters back to her younger self. That way, she doesn't have the same regrets she has now in the future.
Yeah,
And
so she knows exactly what to do, what not to do.
Yeah, and it's funny. But well, in the first letter, like, she says everything to date. Like, it says this guy named Kakeru is gonna walk in at exactly, boom, right now. And sure enough, he walks in, and then it tells like he's gonna sit right next to you, and he sits right next to him. Everything on this letter is to a T. Like the names, what's gonna happen, how you feel, the outcomes of everything. And if I had a letter. If I had a letter, I would, I'd be like, what the heck is going on?
Skeptical.
I would be skeptical, but stuff like that. I'm like, okay, this is legit. Like I would believe it.
It was to the point you'd be dumb if you didn't believe it. Okay?
Yeah.
So, so like for instance, he tells her, or in the letter, sorry, not he tells her. The letter says, so her in the future says, if he calls out to you, don't ignore him. Mm-hmm. He calls out to her. The first thing she does is run away.
What?
This is okay, dude.
This is one of the things that I don't like about this anime. This anime is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I love it so much. But there's a couple things that really like make me go, and it's Naho. She, there are things that she does that I would do the exact opposite. Like what he said.
I think anyone would do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
And
it's all stuff that like, it's really basic stuff. Like there's a scene where all she has to do is just respond to him.
That's it.
And just respond, like, or invite him, to go here. Just normal, casual stuff. It's not like, oh, let me have your
stuff
number.
That we do every day.
Yeah,
you're like, oh hey, what's up, Bob?
Yeah, but she cannot do it. I don't know if I don't know if in Japan it's really more social, like weird to do stuff like that. But in America, it's like normal. It's like, hey. Let's go do this, let's go do that. But she can't. Like in the anime, she's like,
I can already hear the comments section of, in Japan.
I definitely acknowledge the fact, like, wow, Naho is annoying me, like when she's doing this stuff. And I didn't even tell this guy about it, and he thought the exact same.
Dude, so the first thing that happens is the letter says, you want to make lunch for him, you offer to make lunch for him, and then you decide not to.
And you regret it.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. It says that.
So, she says, oh, hey, I'd like to make you lunch. And then she thinks about it like, oh, okay, and she almost doesn't do it. But then, at the last minute, she does it. She makes him lunch.
Yeah, and she's super stoked.
She's super happy. Yeah, she's happy. She runs to school. She's got the big old bag and all this stuff. And the hardest part for her is to give him the lunch.
Well, and during, like, right after the period and lunch starts, in the scene, she's just sitting there and she's like, in her mind, she's thinking, trying to say out his name, Kakeru, like in her mind.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, just say his name.
And he's walking out the door.
Yeah.
And she's like, Kakeru.
Yeah, it's like super like,
but she's sitting like.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, all you gotta do is give him the food. And like, okay, so when I was in high school, all right, I did, like our we had the whole, what was it called? The Valentine's Day where you can order flowers and stuff like that and give them to the people, or give them to like your whatever. And that was a little embarrassing because, like, dude, when you give someone flowers, you're saying like, hey, dude, I like you,
Yeah.
But, like, for me, just giving something, like, being like, oh, dude, you like my lumpias? I'll make you some lumpias, and I'll bring them to work. That's not like, oh, hey, dude, you want to fuck? Like, it's not, that's not what it means. You and me tonight, you're gonna get my lumpia. You know what I mean? No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just food.
Yeah.
But see, but the way they're showing it, the way they're depicting it, they're making it seem like she's giving him a love letter or like giving him a note to go out to like dinner together or do something, that's way more than just food. And I guess maybe that's what the fight is, because like in her brain, like maybe it's because for her making food is more intimate. I don't know, but they don't express that in the anime. If they express that for her making someone food is more intimate than just anything, because the whole time they're calling her a mom. She's just like a mom. She's just like a mom. She does all this stuff.
Even earlier, Kakeru was like, "Oh, you should make me some lunch sometime," and she said, "I will make you lunch." But then he's like, "Oh, I'm just kidding," kind of rubbing it off. But I would, like, he was. I would take it like,
what's wrong with that?
Yeah, like I'll still make you lunch. Not a big deal.
Gum,
won't you?
Dude. Starbucks gum is the best. If you guys have ever had it, it's freaking amazing. It will make your sinuses clear. Yeah.
The thing that, and just going off of this, and we'll leave this to rest, is there's another scene where, and like in the 5th episode, she the letter tells her, you know, Kakeru is gonna want to talk to you. He's gonna call out your name. Don't run away.
It specifically says, "Do not run away."
Don't run away. I regret that. Like, I regret running away. She writes it down, and by this time she knows. Oh, this is my future self telling me this. This is legit.
She knows for a fact. Like, dude, there's been like 6 or 7 instances where it's exact.
Yeah. Like,
and before that even happens, she even says, before like this scene takes place, she even says, "This was in the letter."
Like, she's becoming dependent on this letter. That's how much she believes it now. Like, she needs to read these letters, and there are scenes where she reads these letters to help herself out. And so she sees Kakeru coming towards her, and she calls out her name, Naho, you know? And she just stands there, and she's like... and she just starts running away.
She bolts it, dude. She bolts it straight down the hallway.
Yeah, and I'm like, what?
And then she's just running and saying to herself, "Sorry, future me. I just can't do it."
In the moment, I can't do it. I'm like, that would be more awkward if I said someone and they just looked at me and just sprinted. You know? That'd be more like, what's going on? As opposed to just them saying, yeah, you know, what's up?
And see, okay, so... Okay. Now, if we roll back just a little bit. One of the reasons why it makes it hard for her to stay is because Kakeru calls her, she looks at him, but then that chick, what's that girl's name? Ueda or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Which Kakeru and this girl, they start dating, Ueda or however you say her name. They start dating. And so like I was thinking like, okay, well maybe it's because, you know, she saw this girl. Maybe that got her nervous.
Did it in the letter? It said like Ueda was like in the back looking, and that made me run away. So she knew this was gonna happen. She knew. She
could have been prepared. I don't know. Like, dude, she could have been prepared. Okay, so now going on to the next part though. That's really annoying.
What were we gonna say?
Okay, so going on to the next part that's really annoying is the fact that like there's multiple times where her and Kakeru have been together and she could just easily express her feelings for him. Easily. And he even asked her in one scene, I think it was episode 3, "Do you like anyone?"
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
She literally could have said, "You." That's it. One word, "You."
Well,
I have feelings for you.
Well, she could have, or better, or if not that well, if, you know, I mean, this is anime and this is gonna, like, make us, like, ugh. Like, okay, the best answer was you, obviously. The second best is yes, you know.
Yes!
You know,
just that, yes.
Yes, okay, okay, she likes someone. Maybe it's me, you know. At least it gives them hope. But what does she say? No. She says no. No, straight up.
And at this point, and at this point, she knows, okay, here's a crazy plot twist. Spoiler alert, like I said, if you're watching this, spoils. At this point, she knows that Kakeru has died. So, she knows that she's not with Kakeru in the future. This could possibly change her life where she can end up with Kakeru and he won't have died. He would not have died. So she could have easily said, "Yes, I like someone," or just say it because, okay, so if I knew someone was gonna die and I was in love with them, you know,
you would do whatever it would take.
Yeah, I would be like, dude, if I want to change the future this bad, this is the future we're talking about. If I want to change the future this bad, I'm just gonna say, dude, all right, look, I love you.
Oh, heck yeah.
That's it,
heck
dude.
Yeah.
That's it. Because I want them to live.
If I was already in a state of mind where I believe these letters were sent to my future self 10 years ago, you better believe I would do everything on that letter. Everything to a T.
But it's hard for her, and I don't understand why. I don't know.
I don't know if it's Naho or if they made her, the people that made this anime, like, oh, she's gonna be this very socially awkward
Super
girl.
socially awkward.
Like, she cannot convey, like, she has, like, She's illiterate when it comes to expressing her feelings.
Yeah.
You know, that's how... and it pisses me off sometimes. Like, I'm like, dude, just say yes. There are scenes in this anime where Kakeru is like... literally you can tell Kakeru likes her. Like there's
clearly.
There are a lot of scenes where like, dude, anyone can say like, oh yeah, like this guy likes me. But she doesn't get the hint, obviously.
He even asks her. Kakeru asks Naho, should I date Ueda? Asks her.
Yeah.
Should I date Ueda? And but he doesn't say should I date her Ueda or whatever her name is. He pretty much asks permission. Like, do you want me to?
Yep.
That's what he says.
Yep.
And she doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
She doesn't say anything, and then she realizes, oh hey, this was in the letter, and I'm gonna regret it. Mm-hmm. So she runs back, and it was too late. He had already accepted the relationship with the other girl.
The thing that got me upset. Okay, so in this episode, she gets a letter. Long story short, with this, is she gets the letter saying that, you know, Kakeru, the guy that I'm in love with, is gonna start dating this girl named Ueda, and I'm gonna regret it because I didn't do anything about it. And she sees this girl already talking to Kakeru. She's already going out of her way to talk to Kakeru to get him like by himself, and to, you know, obviously express her feelings towards him, you know. And she's just standing there like, you know, oh whatever, like, and she's thinking, and like she's remembering, oh yeah, the letter, I'm gonna regret this, you know, like obviously they're gonna start dating. God. It's said in the letter they're gonna start dating.
She knew. And
then later, you know, Kakeru tells her, should I start dating her? And she doesn't do anything about it. It's not till later in the day when she's like, I'm gonna regret it. So she runs towards his locker.
So frustrating.
And leaves a big fat note that says no.
No.
Yeah.
When she could have just said no in the first place.
Yeah. Well, I remember the reason why, like, she was like, okay, is because Kakeru left a note in this eraser, and she, in the letter it said, if I saw this note in the letter, I probably would have done something back then. But she doesn't, and she had the eraser. She doesn't do anything about it. She doesn't do anything about it right then and there. She cleans the school first. She does all this stuff.
All that crap.
And it wasn't until, like, at the end, she's like, oh, okay, now I'll check the letter. And then that's when it said, you know, that's when it has that direct question, do you think I should date her?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, no, you know. So she runs to the locker, puts the stupid note that says no. Any person would have ranted that person and said immediately and been like, no, don't date her. I love you. You know, I like you. Date me, you know?
Yes. And keep in mind, she knows this is a guy who is going to die.
Yeah.
Going to die. Like, if she does not date him, he is going to die. Mm-hmm. So, we move forward. She finds out, they find out that Ueda, or that Kakeru, mm-hmm. didn't just die in an accident.
Yeah. So.
Can't.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, he didn't die in a car accident. They find this out. So they had little time capsules. Everyone knows how, if you were in the 4th grade at all, you would know about these time capsules. You write down like all your hopes and dreams. You put it in a box or whatever. You put it in a little seal or something. You bury it. Come back 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years later, and you open it up, and you know you look at what you said, you know, 10, 20, 30 years into the past, and you see, you know, how your life has changed or how crappy it is. And
you look at all the crap that you put in there, and you realize, man, I was an idiot when I was a little kid.
Exactly. Like, I want to be an astronaut. And
it's like, why is there lint in here?
Exactly. You know, are these pubes? So they open up the time capsule, and they find out that Ueda killed himself. He didn't die in a car accident. He killed himself. He knew this was going to happen. He was planning to, because he died what was it? Right after they did the time capsules, something like that.
Yeah.
And so she knows that not only is he going to die, but he's going to kill himself. And the reason why he's going to kill himself, I'm assuming, is because his mother killed herself as well. So you can tell like he's battling with a lot of depression too, just by his attitude throughout the anime. He's really nice, he's really cool, but he's sometimes a little closed off than normal.
You can tell in his face that there's something bothering him.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like the artists were they really depicted that well.
Yeah, I was like,
there's something not right about him.
Yeah,
emotionally.
I felt for him. Like that's how much this really tugged me. Like I wanted to just go up to him and just give him a big old hug and be like, dude, let's go get some lunch, man. It's on me, you know?
Yeah, seriously. So when you find out that dude, not only did he die in an accident, but he killed himself. Like he purposely got himself into that accident. And so she knows this. This was in the letter, right? It was in the letter, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, in the letter it says that in the letter, it said that he passes away. So
yeah. So I mean, okay. So after the whole, now him and Ueda are no longer dating and stuff, and he knows that she said no. He ended up finding the letter. He knows. So they know, she knows, he knows, everyone knows, and they don't just start dating. All right. So the next big thing about this anime, which is a huge discussion online on Reddit, is okay. So in the future, 10 years into the future, Naho, Suya, they actually get married and they actually have a baby together, okay? They have a baby. And she's not happy.
Obviously. Like, both him and I thought, like, she's obviously not happy.
No, she's obviously not happy, okay? So, and she has a baby, she's married, and she has this whole life in the future, and she's not happy. Obviously, she's not happy because she wrote the letter back to herself saying, like, look, you got a bunch of regrets, change them. And one of the regrets that she has is not being with Kakeru.
Yeah.
So, by changing the past, she may end up with Kakeru not having a baby with Suya and all this crap, okay? So, Suwa, or his name. So, there's a huge discussion on Reddit, of course, whether or not, like, is she a jerk for pretty much erasing her baby.
Being selfish.
Selfish and erasing her baby.
Yeah.
And, okay, so, what was that comment that what was this? Okay, so, go ahead and read that so people can understand where we're at,
So this guy commented on it and he says, I guess I'm satisfied with it being the multiple timeline one, since that means the baby and the relationships Suwa and Naho develop in the first one don't just poof out of existence.
Yeah. So right here what they're talking... Okay, so in episode 5, they bring in some massive physics here, okay? So what they're saying is they're using the physics theory, the many worlds theory, okay? And what the many worlds theory is, for every decision that you make in your life, there's an alternate timeline where you made the opposite decision. So if I was torn today and I was like, you know what, should I go to school or should I stay home? If I go to school, there's an alternate reality that starts right at that decision, where there's an alternate timeline where I didn't go to school. And so essentially what they're saying is that in the many worlds theory, if she decides to be with Kakeru, the future her who sent back the letter wouldn't be wiped out of existence. They're not. She's going to continue to live on with her baby, with Suwa, having all the regrets, everything. And just because she sent the letter back doesn't mean that, boom, all of a sudden I'm happy, I'm with Kakeru. No, that's not how it is, because that's not how the many worlds theory works. You're still going to continue on your timeline, but the past her can change those decisions, and she'll be on an opposite timeline, parallel, and she'll be living in the world where she's with Kakeru, had a baby with Kakeru, and he didn't kill himself, potentially.
Yeah.
Depending on how far his depression is, you know. So
I was on Reddit, and we'll probably link this page like somewhere, and this really got me up, like really, this kind of pissed me off a little bit. So one of the top comments, if anyone knows what Reddit has, like, this one has over 100 points. It was 5 days ago as of this video.
It's YouTube. Everyone knows Reddit.
Yeah. So it says, one of his lines says, "What I still don't get is 26-year-old Naho doing all this just so that 16-year-old Naho and Naho saves Kakeru, or does she also want 16-year-old Naho to end up with Kakeru?" And then one of the comments, which got deleted, it had 66 points, and it says, "It is definitely to save Kakeru. Her biggest regret was that she couldn't save him when she knows she could have. The potential to end up with him is just a bonus, I would say." Then someone else commented saying, "It is just a bonus, or is it unintended and unwanted? She doesn't seem upset with her married life with Suwa, and the two have a child together. She just regrets Kakeru's death, as far as we know right now." And I'm thinking, what? Like, no. Like,
dude, it's so plain. It's so plain and simple to see that she wanted to be with Kakeru.
Yeah.
It's plain, dude. Like, if you can't see that, dude, like, I don't understand, you know.
The thing that gets me upset is like, oh, they have a child together, you know, she's married. Bullcrap. Like, in the real life, there's people that are married, have kids, and they're unhappy. They're depressed.
Exactly.
They kill themselves still. Just because you have a child, just because you're married, you know, there can still be depressed. You know, just because you have a child, boom, I'm magically happy. I'm magically, like, everything's gone. I'm super happy. No, that's not how the real world works.
And okay, so, and this is where you start getting the seriousness. Okay, so, like, all right. So, yes, there's people that have been married. There are people that have been married and have a kid, but they never wanted to be in that marriage in the first place, and they were too scared to get out of it. I don't know what it was, but they regret being in that marriage. And it's not that they don't love their kid. It's not that they don't love their child or anything. It's just they're not happy. And ultimately that leads to divorce and whatever, you know, and then splitting up, and it's horrible. It's horrible for everyone, and it's crazy. Like, everyone's saying, like, you know, that's horrible, blah, 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 you know, like, it's not, she's obviously happy because she's with Suwa, and she has a baby and stuff, so no, there's no way that she wants to be with Kakeru. Like, dude, it's clear that she wants to be with Kakeru, and it's not that she doesn't love her baby, it's that...
She's not inhumane to be, oh, she's selfish, you know, oh...
And, you know... And a lot of people, dude, like, you're entitled to be a little bit of selfish, okay? You know, if you're not happy, you're not happy. Don't, like, force yourself to be a part of something just because you're scared of hurting the other person, you know?
I would be surprised, or I'm genuinely surprised at some of the people that comment or they say stuff like, you know, oh, their baby, they have a baby, you know, she's happy, they have a child together or whatever. But on the contrary, like, in the second or third episode, you find out that Kakeru's mom killed herself. And, you know, Kakeru's mom has a child, which is Kakeru, you know. So obviously, the whole theory of, oh, you have a child, you're automatically happy, is out the window. Because Kakeru's mom killed herself. And, you know, like, she was obviously depressed. She obviously, you know, killed herself, and it just gets me upset that people are like, oh no, like, that's not, you know, just because she has a baby doesn't mean that she's gonna be happy, you know. Yeah, like, she loves the baby, I understand that, but it doesn't mean that, like, your depression or your regrets are immediately gone, you know. And, you know, people that say, oh, you're being selfish by, you know, oh, Kakeru's mom is selfish, she killed herself, she should have thought of Kakeru. We don't know what she went through. We don't know her mind, you know. Yeah. It's same thing with...
It could be regrets that made her have killed herself.
Exactly, you know? And same thing with Naho. Like, we don't know... We who are we to say, like, she's selfish for trying to change her life or whatever?
Like, for instance, this guy right here. This person says that she doesn't like the fact that Naho might end up with Kakeru. And she says right here, I'm not quite sure how to explain this, but well, you're married to a person, have a kid with them, you've built a happy family of sorts with them in one timeline, but and this is all italicized, but you're deliberately maneuvering the events of another timeline in a way that directly or indirectly opens up the possibilities for you in that timeline to forget or to forge a romantic relationship with another person, while effectively rejecting the person who you're with in this timeline. So this person is like bitter that she might end up with Kakeru because she's maneuvering the past so that way she can be happy now. She thinks that if she changes the past, she might be happy now. So let's face it. If anyone had a time machine right now, there's something that they would go back for to change so that they could be happier today. Mm-hmm. You know, everyone has something that they can go back and change or regret.
Yeah, there's no shame in that. Like, we all have regrets. We're all human. So don't be like this moral police saying like, how dare you, like, you know, we all have regrets, you know, and it's normal for us to be like, yeah, I wish I went back and told my high school self to be more, you know, serious in high school, or I wish I was more physically fit, and by that now I can be a lot more healthy, and I don't have like diabetes, or I'm not overweight, you know. And
these are deep points. These are very deep.
Yeah,
points.
we're like,
because this whole parallel universe is striking up a huge conversation. Like, I mean, dude, if you go on Reddit, we're gonna link this. If you go on, you'll see paragraph after paragraph. People are talking about, like, is it morally correct to go back into the past and to change your current situation?
The thing that a lot of people I think are missing the point is that in the future self, I don't think Naho, I mean, she eventually started to love Suwa, but I don't think it was like the same love as Kakeru. Like, Naho like fell in love with Kakeru, and he didn't do anything. He just like did a few things. In the episodes, there was a point in the letter where it says Suwa picked up my heart, or he like mended my heart. Yeah. Meaning she was vulnerable, she was hurting because of Kakeru's death. So because she was in this tragic, really sad state that her love just died, you know, Suwa was there to mend her, to be there for her. And, you know, she was like, well, you know, Kakeru is dead. I can't do anything about it. I might as well just be with Suwa. And a lot of people think that way. And, you know, it's normal. I like that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like Kakeru's face. He makes me happy. Like, I don't know why a lot of people, like, I get Suwa is a bro. He's he's literally taking one for the team to let Kakeru. In episode 5, it pretty much states that he's like, okay, I'm going to let Kakeru and Naho be together because he likes Naho. Suwa likes Naho. But he's literally saying like, oh, you know, I'm going to let them be together. And everyone is just being super like, no, Team Suwa. You know,
it's literally a thing. Team Suwa.
Yeah.
Team Kakeru.
Yeah.
Like, dude, there's literally people saying, I'm Team Suwa.
Suwa
Team
for
Kakeru.
Best Guy 2017. Like,
dude, Suwa is the best bro. When he cries, I cry. like, dude, seriously, like, this is getting to the point where people are starting to take sides.
Yeah.
And like, it's, you know, like, okay, let's pretend like this is all real. Okay, like, dude, it's not Team Kakeru, Team Suwa. Like, we need to make sure, like, is the main protagonist gonna be happy? And where is she gonna be happiest the most?
And obviously, it's with Kakeru because she's made these letters, like, point blank right there. Hello.
The fact that the letters exist, that she went out of her way to send them into the past, defying physics as we know it today.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Her first lines in the episode is, my name is Naho, blah, blah, blah. I'm 26 years old, and I've lived a life of so many regrets. And by this time, she's already married, and she's already had a baby. So that right there just shows you that she's not as happy, and she's probably happy, but she wish she was still with, you know, if she had a choice, she would choose Kakeru. You know it. Like, that's how it is. And that's the whole premise of this anime so far, is that, you know, is for Naho to not only, I think, to not only save Kakeru, but also to potentially be with Kakeru, because, you know, she doesn't know, the present Kakeru does, or the present Naho does not know that she ends up with Suwa, because that's later, but, you know, I'm pretty sure if she knew about it, or if she was given, like, hey, either Suwa or Kakeru, she would choose Kakeru no matter what, you know?
I like this person. This means she'll end up with both of them, right? One for each parallel world. Period. Lucky girl.
See, like, that's funny. Like, that's okay. But people are getting so butthurt about the fact that, like, she's being selfish and, oh, she needs to be with Suwa, Team Suwa, because all he did... People are saying Team Suwa just because he was just like, hey, man, you can take her even though I like her.
Yeah.
That's it. You know?
He's the best bro. Like, that's the reason why people are Suwa.
Like, that's cool, but...
Suwa's such a real man.
But after seeing all these episodes, after seeing Kakeru, like, the stuff that he's endured, his mom committing suicide, the fact that, like, he's doing all these things, all the stuff that, you know, I like Kakeru a lot. Like, all the stuff that he's done so far, other than, you know, yeah, he's a little bit bummed and depressed, but, I mean, I would be probably worse. I'd be worse if my mom killed herself. But it's funny that people immediately just jump ship just because... he is like, okay, bro, you can take her, even though you know that I like her. You know, I feel like that's such a cliche in anime people, man. Such a cliche.
Okay, so do you remember the hairpin scene?
Yeah.
He tells her to close her eyes, right? And then he puts the Kakeru puts a beautiful little, like, hairpin, right? And so someone put, hey, now close your eyes until I say okay. She closes her eyes, Kakeru unzips something. Dude. That's pretty funny. All right.
Stupid.
So to close it off, dude, this anime.
This anime is great.
It's great.
It's amazing. Don't get us wrong. We were complaining about certain things for a lot, but overall, this, other than just the fact that, like,
the fact that we made a 50-minute video talking about this, obviously it's good.
Yeah, like, I love this anime still. Like, it's still, like, all the stuff we said in the beginning is great. The small stuff that we talked about is still, like, annoying, but not every anime is perfect.
But it's what makes it, you know, the
we are
slice of
in
life.
It.
Yeah, it's what makes us invested. It's what makes it a slice of life, harem-ish kind of.
The fact that we're talking about it and putting a 50-minute video out there, and we're, like, really
into it
and, like, expressive over this thing. Just proves...
The fact that there's a freaking mile-long subreddit discussion about whether or not she should be with Kakeru or Suwa. Just on episode 5. This is not even going over, like, all the whole... This is just episode 5.
Yeah.
So
it goes to show you that, like, they did a good job at hooking us.
Yeah.
Because I'm hooked. Like, I can't wait for the next episode.
So definitely I'm going to go out and buy the manga now. Because I should have bought it. Because I probably would have read everything and, like, been even more stoked for the anime to come out.
That's true. But at the same time, I don't... Like, there's that, like, thing where you know what's gonna happen. Unless there's certain animes where they do change the manga up a little bit. Or, like, they change it slightly. I'm gonna go get a tattoo of Kakeru's face on my shoulder.
Heck yeah.
I like the dude, man. I just feel for him so much.
Yeah.
I feel for the guy. He's cool.
Yeah.
I'm
especially with
Kakeru,
all the crap that he's been through, too. Like,
yeah.
Dude, okay. Just for the fact... of saving someone's life. Okay, Suwa is a totally nice guy. He's amazing. So let's just say that, okay, she does change the future. And her relationship with Suwa is ruined. She no longer has a kid. Okay, so Suwa is an amazing guy. He's gonna find someone else.
Yeah.
He's going to, easily. It states multiple times that he's the most popular guy in school. He's the head of the soccer team. All the girls are always after him.
Yeah, that scene?
Yeah.
Where, like, there was those 3 girls that flocked to him?
Yeah, all the girls are always after him. He's gonna find someone else. He's a catch. But here's the thing. You've got Kakeru, who's getting swept on the rug to the point where he commits suicide.
Yeah.
So just for the fact of saving his life alone... be Team Kakeru. Be Team Kakeru.
Yeah. Team Kakeru all the way, man.
And, you know, for the people who get mad that we're not saying Kakeru, screw you. Alright, guys. Thanks for sticking around for 52 minutes. Actually, you know, I'm probably going to cut some of this stuff out. So
I know.
it's going to be shorter.
Yeah, way shorter.
Alright, later, guys. We'll see you on the next one.